Hi and welcome to Gamers Web. My name's Mark, and today we're going to carry on my look at the Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures game expansions from Atomic Mass Games. And this is CP15, Corvus Glave and Proxima Midnight from the Black Order faction. Okay, so these are brand new, they've only just come out, and let's just jump straight in. Okay, so Corvus Glave and Proxima Midnight, we are the Black Order. Devoted members of Thanos' Black Order, the husband and wife team of Corvus Glave and Proxima Midnight have terrorised the galaxy in the service of the Dark Master. Proxima Midnight takes great pleasure in testing herself in battle, relying on her inhuman speed and strength and agility, and her spear, which houses a star trapped in a quantum singularity. Cunning and utterly ruthless, Corvus Glave serves as General of the Black Order and Thanos' right hand. Armed with his signature glaive, which grants him the power of immortality, he can slice through any known substance with ease. Corvus is rightly feared by all. Includes one Corvus Glave miniature, one Proxima Midnight miniature, 2 bases, 2 character stack cards, 1 team affiliation card, 3 team tactics cards, 1 infinity gem, and 15 tokens. And as always, miniatures supplied, unpainted and unassembled. Okay, so let's jump in. Right, so I don't really know too much about these two miniatures, 2 characters, other than what I've seen in the movies and the bits that I've read in the comics, because I've not really read much modern Marvel after about 2002, 2003, because I stopped buying comics because they got too expensive. But I know that these 2 characters are very popular, and they're also a lot harder in the comic books than they are in the movies. Okay, so let's see what we get. We get our cardboard, we get our instructions, our ubiquitous separator, which I'll just pop up there, and then if I can get into the thing, we also get our plastic, and that's it. Okay, right, so we'll look at the plastic first. Now it says you get 2 bases, you don't, you get 6, which is always good, because the miniature bases tend to be really cool, especially doing 3D printing. They're ideal for putting proxies on. I've got loads and loads of proxies, like my, whoops, if I can just reach him, like my Iron Man proxy. These aren't official, these are 3D printed, and my Frank Castle proxy. They're just ones that I actually base on these bases, which come separate, which is really cool. Okay, so 2 large bases for Proxima Midnight. No, sorry, they're for Corvus Glaive, and then 4 normal bases for Proxima Midnight. I'm having real trouble talking today. I've been running wild with my son. He's only 4, and he has been a little nightmare. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so this is our first look at Proxima, and she's quite nice. She seems to not have very many small parts, and as you can see, the parts are now numbered, which is really cool. She looks like she goes together quite well. One thing I didn't do was have a quick look at the read this first, because sometimes this has rules on it. But this time it doesn't. It's just got the assembly for Corvus Glaive, and then the assembly for Proxima Midnight as well. Okie dokie. Right, so Proxima looks quite good. She's only she's not as tall as I thought she was going to be. I thought she was going to be a bit of a chunkier model than that, but this model's really nice, and it looks like it goes together quite well. Detail on the face is fantastic, as always. Just move in there a little bit so you can see. Detail's really, really good. And he's stood on a rock that you pop on base. And as I mentioned in the last video for Nebula and Gamora, link to that will be down here somewhere. I asked the guys during one of the live streams, are they going to be doing a cosmic basis? I never got an answer, but I will try and find a link to put some 3D printable cosmic bases in. I'm sure there's some decent bases knocking around. Okay, anyway, right, so let's look at the cardboard. Okay, so this is a brand new faction, so this is the Black Order. and also known as the Children of Thanos. They are very nice looking miniatures for all of them. Really looking forward to Ebony Maw and Black Dwarf coming out. Okay, so we get our card, which contains our poison counters, shock counters, bleed counters, and our Black Order faction. We get our 2 cards for Corvus and Proxima, which I'll put on the right sides. And then we get our roster card, which is our for our team. So you've got Thanos, Mad Titans, the leader, Corvus Glave, Proxima Midnight, Ebony Maw, and Black Dwarf. So they're all the characters that you can take with the Black Order faction. Corvus Glave is a gem bearer, so he bears the Infinity Gem for time, just like Doctor Strange will. Doctor Strange will have the time gem as well. This is by Andrew Kramer. It costs an extra 2. It's got a threat level of 2, so it's going to cost you an extra 2 points on top of the character's threat value to take this in your roster, and it also takes the place of one of the characters. The time gem costs 2 power to use. This character may perform an additional action. This activation, this can only be used once per turn. So if Corvus Glave has got this, he gets 3 actions, which is pretty understandable. Okay, and then we've got the Price of Failure, which is Black Order active. Choose an injured allied allied character to play this card. Other allied characters gain 3 power. This chosen character is KO'd, so basically you just sacrifice somebody. And that's by Ross Taylor. Then we got Blood to Spur with great artwork of Proxima there. And this is by Jeremy Hahn. Black Order reactive. When a Black Order character will be dazed by an enemy effect, if they spend 3 power to play this card, this character immediately performs an attack before gaining the dazed token. If the attack results in the character moving damage, it is not dazed. Alright. Then finally, with our first look at Red Hulk, which doesn't confirm that he's in the game, but we had a look at Punisher on one of the cards, and Punisher's actually going to be a character, and so is Kingpin, because we saw him on mentioned in the rules, and he is actually coming out as a character later this year. Execute, art by Carlos Careba, unaffiliated, reactive. When Corvus Glave targets an enemy character with an attack that is within range 1 of an allied Proxima Midnight, or when Proxima Midnight targets a character which is in range 1 of Corvus Glave, both characters may spend 2 power to play this card. The enemy character rolls no defense dice during this attack. That's a card that you're going to have to keep in your hand if you're playing as these guys. Okay, so we'll jump in with the bad guys, and first off we're going to go for Corvus Glave. Okay, his alias is Corvus Glave, which is not really surprising. He's got a stamina of 6, a move of medium, threat of height of 2, because he's a humanoid, and he's got a threat of 4. He's got 3 threes all across the board. 4 is defense, so his energy, his physical, his energy, and his mystical are all 3. His first attack is Strike, which has got a range of 2, damage of 5, and costs no power. As usual, after this attack is resolved, the character gains power equal to damage dealt, and on a wild it gains Pierce, which allows it to change results on the defending character's dice to blanks. Is an energy-based attack, which is Atom Slitter, which has got a range of 4, a strength of 4, and no power. After this attack is resolved, the character gains 1 power. And then he's got a physical attack, which is Death Blow, which has got a range of 3, strength of 7, and costs 4 power. After this attack is resolved, the character may advance medium, and if you roll a wild, he gets Flurry, which means he may make another strike attack. So that can be quite nasty after when all said and done. Okay, he's got Glave's Edge, which is during the next strike, or just one second, I just want to check something here. I've put down, see if there's any extra rules for Time Gem. No, there isn't. There's no extra rules for Time Gem on the sheet. Right, okay, so Glave's Edge, during the next strike or death blow, after this attack this turn, the character adds blanks to its attack roll and the total successes. And that's quite nice. And that costs 3 power. Husband of Proxima Midnight. It's costs no power. At the end of this character's activation, it was in range 4 of an allied Proxima Midnight. This character may use this superpower. If the allied Proxima Midnight does not have an activated token, she may activate before your turn ends. So basically, you get to go a second time with your Proxima Midnight. So you're missing out a turn for your opponent. And the range 4 is quite a long way. It's got the Glave of Immortality, which is always on. When this character would suffer a wound from an enemy effect, reduce the amount of damage suffered by 1 to a minimum of 1. And then he's got the Gem Bearer, he's got the Reality and Time. So he can use both of those. Okay, we flip him over, and he's still on 6 stamina. Everything stays the same, and he doesn't get any changes at all, I don't think. No, he's still the same. Okay, then moving on to Mrs. Glave, or would that be Mrs. Glave-Midnight, or Mrs. Midnight-Glave, depending on whether she's going to take his name. Right, okay, so Proxima Midnight, her alias is Proxima Midnight. She's a stamina of 5. She's got a move of long, which is really good, because it means she's very, very quick. Height of 2, because she's humanoid, and she's threat level of 3. So basically, threat level 3 and threat level 4, so these two together cost you 7 points, which is not too bad. And then she's got 3s across the board for defences, so energy, mystical, and energy, physical, energy, mystical, are all 3. First strike ability is Strike, range 2, strength 5, power 0. After this attack is resolved, the character gains damage equal to the damage given out, and it gains Pierce, which is exactly the same as her husband's. She's got Spear Throw, which is an energy attack, range 3, strength 5, damage power 0. After this attack is resolved, place this character within range 1 of the target, and on a wild it gives the special condition of poison. And then another energy attack, which is Quantum Starburst, range 4, power 6, costs 4 power to use. Sorry, for damage 6, 4 power to use. If this attack deals damage, after the attack is resolved, the target gains the poison, bleed, and stun special conditions. So it automatically gives 3 special conditions, which is very good, because some of the cards can actually utilise the loophole of if you've got more than 1 special condition on a character. So onto her powers. She's got martial prowess. When this character is targeted by an attack within range 2, it may use this superpower instead of rolling dice to equal to its defense. It rolls 5 dice defense. If this character suffers no damage from the attack, then after the attack is resolved, the attacker suffers 2 damage. It's exactly the same power that Nebula has, or Gamora, one of the two. I can't remember, and I've only just done the video. And then she's got Wife of, that's cost 2 power points. Then she's got Wife of Corvus Glave, which is the same as Corvus Glaves, but in reverse. So if she's in range 4 of him at the end of the turn and she's not activated, she can activate. So you basically can use him first, then her, or her first, then him. And then are always on powers invulnerability. When this character will suffer damage from an enemy effect, reduce the amount suffered by 1 to a minimum of 1, which is good. And then on her reverse side, she doesn't change. She's got exactly the same on the reverse side. No extra attacks on anything. Right, so that's a quick look at these guys. As I say, I'm not really too familiar with the actual the characters in the comics. I do know them, but I'm not as familiar with them as I am with most of the Marvel characters that have been released to date. Okay, so that's my quick look through the Marvel Crisis Protocol CP15, Corvus Glave and Proxima Midnight. Next up, I have no idea. It's probably going to be, depending on everything that's going on in the world at the moment with COVID-19, depends on shipping, depends on what's released and when it comes out. The next on the release schedule is Ronan the Accuser and Drax the Destroyer, which is due for release in June. and Thanos is also due for release in June as well. Whether they do actually get released is a different matter. On the live stream tonight, they have last week they actually mentioned that they've got the approval for the plastics for CP10, which should have been out December, which is not December, sorry, January should have been out. That's Spider-Man Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, also known as Ghost Spider, or Spider-Gwen, as we like to call her in the trade. They should have been out ages ago. They're coming out soon. And then we've got the release has been leaked by quite a few different people now, but the release schedule has been released up to the end of the year. So we're getting Punisher and Taskmaster, which we found out about a few weeks ago. We're also getting Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was kind of sprung on us because nobody knew about that until last week. Kingpin in November, Ghost Rider, which has also been leaked, Wong and Doctor Strange, and the Cosmic Terrain, which will be out at the end of, that could be out in June or it's out in July, depends on which way they go around. And then there's Ebony Maw and Black Dwarf, who make up the rest of the guys from the Black Order. Okay, so that's about it. Thanks for tuning in and listening to me drone on for the past 15 minutes. No matter where you are in the world, please look after yourself and stay safe. Look after those you love. Stay indoors, paint miniatures, play games, chat to your friends, and make sure you do chat to your friends, because you know it's very good to get a message off a friend during these testing times, and it helps reassure yourself that you're not alone. We're all in this big boat together, and unfortunately it looks like there's nobody steering the damn thing. Right, so please check out the links in the description below to some of the amazing YouTubers and painters who all deal with Marvel Crisis Protocol. And if you be so kind, give me a thumbs up and a like, or even share. And as always, comments are always welcome. Until then, the next time, take care and goodbye.